Good evening, YouTube! There is nobody on, so it's just me and Simon. Talk to yourself.
Yay! Aren't we so lucky we run the entire of the internet?
Class, I love it.
It is pretty
Nobody
good.
criticise literally anything we say.
Absolutely zero. You can say anything. This is not a PG rated X-Wing stream. It is not for kids. I have told YouTube this. Off we go. So,
Alright, well, let's assume somebody might watch it in recording. Your intro, my friend, go ahead.
my intro. Good evening, as it is right now, just after 7 o'clock in UTC +1, which is British Mean Time. You're listening to Sith Holocron and the very amazing Connor Holmes from the Team Ireland X-Wing stream. So he has played 2 games already. Connor, I'm not even going to ask you how you got on.
No,
I won't do that. But at the minute, Ireland and Colombia are one each, but we're not doing Ireland and we're not doing Colombia. We're doing South Africa and Scotland. So this is pretty damn
Ironically,
decent.
I'm hoping we're going to get some people in this game, because when
I
the
hope so.
breakdowns have all been done, South Africa and Scotland are fighting for a place in the top 2 in this group.
They certainly are, but to the best of my knowledge, Mr. Connor, South Africa are leading 3-0. Now, I've heard this secondhand. I can't actually verify whether they've won all 3 games. But if that is the case, and I'm not absolutely too sure if it is, but if it is, then a win here for Peter, who is the Zamgo player on the left-hand side of your screen. That would mean that they go through already.
Crush the Scotland's dreams.
So, do you have the list, sir, or do I have to go through them?
I can certainly go through them. So on the Republic of South Africa, we have the Jango. Now, Jango Zam is showing up all over this tournament in a variety of...
Oh, yeah.
Be rude to say this one is subpar, but let's be honest. Jango takes Dooku and thermal detonators, Zam takes Chancellor Palpatine and thermal detonators, and then you've got a few points to play with. I mean, somewhere around the 16 to 20 mark, depending if you want the bid or not. This man has gone with double hull upgrade, double false transponder codes. I hate FTC. I think there's many better cards that be in place, but the reality is the list doesn't change from its core strength a great deal.
Not really. And
Not,
I5 and I6 pretty good.
Sorry, go ahead.
At I5 and I6, that's pretty good, because that's, apart from Kylo on the other side, they're moving last and shooting first.
Yeah, so the problem is that is one of the strongest lists. It's the reason why it is replicated in the vast majority of the countries. His opponent is flying. I confess, I'm going to go with FO Beef Salad.
I'm good with FO Beef Salad. Yep.
So we've got 2 standard build Zeta Squadron Survivors Concussion and passes.
Mm-hmm.
Fair whack of points. They quite hard. The dial's fairly crap, but they've got a sloop and they've got double arc.
Yep, which is all
Kylo
good.
Ren, not entirely unfamiliar with these 2. Completely naked, not running enhanced maneuvers, or whatever it is, maneuvers. EM.
Yep.
Something maneuvers.
Yep.
Enhanced.
It is enhanced.
Extreme maneuvers. There we go. And in his last place, rather than the Zeta Squadron Survivor we would expect, he's running a solitary First Order Provocateur.
So,
I don't have the points up, but I'm going to guess that there's a deep bid in this list.
So, you ready for the madness? Let's go for the madness. Yeah. The Zamgo list by Peter Hayward from South Africa is
198.
Close, 199.
199.
So now you're saying that Finlay Stewart from Scotland, he's obviously got a deep bid. He's got to have a deep bid. He's nothing on Kylo. You know what his bid was?
Go on.
A point.
Wow, First Order Provocateur is not worth that.
So Kylo at 76, the 2 Zetas are at 40, and the Provocateur is a 43-point ship.
I confess I have no idea then why that isn't just another Zeta Squadron Survivor.
Yes, I would agree that 3 Zeta Squadron Survivors, all with concussion missiles. A third one of those with passive, certainly in my mind, beats one hull less.
Finley's going to show us all why we're wrong.
Of course he is, because he's Scottish and he's allowed to. So in my blurb, I had this thing about what happens when an irresistible force meets an immovable object. We're going to find out. Because Zamgo is the immovable object. Can Kylo's First Order Salad be probably the best well, if not the best list, then one of the top 3 lists in the meta. Let's see. So, as a man who plays a lot of Kylo Ren, what do you think about playing him absolutely bare-boned? Because it makes me shiver.
I don't get why you would have Daredevil on Provocateur and not have Extreme Version Kylo. It literally makes no sense to me. Kylo is a very good naked ship. Kylo is far and away the best ship in the game. But I don't get why you wouldn't make him 80 points. I get you kind of can't fit it, but then you shouldn't be playing First Order Provocateur. Anyway, we have an opening here. South Africa has decided to stay together. There's no lone wolf. It does have Dooku. There is no significant disadvantage. It is not been a play at any point in standard meta to have these two pairing up.
No.
But he's called it right. He's got his ships pointing at two Zeta squadrons, and they have return shots, but they are completely unsupported.
Completely.
Kylo did the, I call, standard opening at that position, but not if you're going to rush forward your 2 ties. We could have half points on the board, and South Africa could take a fairly commanding position in the opening turn.
Well, you're a very, very good man when it comes to this game. So let's go for the first shot in this Group B game. Game number 4, I believe. So it is Django, range 3.
Hit crit. He did spend the 4s. I'm going to guess he called a crit.
And he got that. 3 dice back. Only one. So yellow takes an immediate first blood. First blood to South Africa.
Zam is firing. Now, the interesting part of this is Zam is the only ship in either of these ships' arc.
Correct. So it will be a double shot. We're going to see
either fully loaded Zam, or we're going to see 6 dice come out of him this turn.
We shall wait and see. So here we go. Let's toss those up into the air. That is looking, well, that's nice. That's pretty good.
Calling half points right now.
And the return, in the green, because they took passes. That is taking it all. We're into Hull yellow in a big bad way. Points on the board. 2 Hull left. And there's 20 points straight away. However, time for Scotland to show why they need independence. Whack a whole load of missiles in the Zam and see how we get on. So, passive sensors becomes...
Yeah.
The target
he hasn't got arc on him, I don't think. So, yeah, we're going to Zam. So, 3 dice, single modified. FTC triggers immediately from Zam. It's going to be a 2 dice shot at range 3.
It is. But I love the fact that he used the red one, although at full health, to take that FTC off. So it's 2 into 3, bog standard attack because, oh dear.
It says...
Yep. Yeah. Well, that's very unfortunate.
Well, the way you say this is the wrong way around, because yellow would have had a range 2 shot.
True.
Once he'd been FTC'd. This is a mistake, I'm afraid.
And that is also very true. So I think that should better mean business.
Sam took the double tap. He's probably not going to take it. Don't shoot red. Discourage yellow from firing.
So interesting.
If yellow takes the target lock on Django, I think we can safely assume he is not firing this turn.
Let's have a look and see. So
he does.
He does. Well, what do you think of that? Is that a good thing to do or a bad thing to do?
I think you got it wrong the first time. You can't do much about it now.
Yeah.
He's got Django. Take the range 3 shot, 2 dice unmodified, because another FTC triggers.
Yeah. So if you don't know what that is, you try and target lock a ship, and that makes you go, I don't think so. You are unmodded unless you get something. But the 3 green dice fail on Django.
Yeah.
So
I have to say, from Finlay's position, that is very much the best you could hope for in the return.
So there is the whole 2 straight back right away. So no other shots as Kylo and the Provocateur. Sounds almost like we should be having some sort of different discussion and not X-Wing. So let's see the chat. Let's say we're down. Hi, Donald. Hello, Trindian. How you going? Hope you are all well. Hope you are enjoying the stream. All 13 of you. But let's see. Let's see if Scotland can maintain their advancement in this. Because if it is 3-0 and this is game 4, then we are needing Scotland, for Scottish sakes, to actually win. Can you try and clarify that, please?
I will.
Not that I'm saying that the person I asked was biased.
South Africa is 3-0 against Scotland in Group A.
So,
That is
Peter
correct.
Hayward flying the 2 fire sprays. That was the one who told me, and he told the truth, which is a nice thing, really. So, as a really good FO player, you have handed my ass several times with your Kylo Aces list. What should Finlay do?
Oh. I don't think Kylo's got any choice bar to go hard one barrel roll back in, because otherwise he's just going to leave the 2 to give up 80 points. Provocateur is probably going to run all the way forward in a 5, past the rock, and give him the option to Daredevil.
Yep.
But all of this is all Fire Spray. Fire Spray have all the options here.
I couldn't agree with that any more. I would like to see just a 1, I think, forward from Django, just to see where Kylo goes.
1 forward from Django means you're not getting bumped, and then it just leaves you up to Zam. And Zam can honestly dial a not bump as well if he wants to.
Correct. With thermal detonators by 8 over the 2 ships, these ships like you to chase them so that they force you then to roll dice in an attempt to make you explode, which is very, very unhelpful to the opposition, to be honest.
Yeah, I think we may have a point swing in this turn as well. Now, saying that, there's dice. Dice are a thing. And Finlay may massively outplay me here.
Well, I've heard good things about nearly all the Scottish players so far, from not only the Irish team, but the English team as well, seeing as we're all Celts, and let's not forget the Welsh, who we played in the last one and won. Anyway, that's completely unbiased.
Absolutely. So, you're an unbiased stream who expect everybody who's not Ireland to lose.
Everybody. In an ideal world, everybody in the XTC loses every game, and we win by default.
I like it.
I love that idea, but I don't think PIFO, who's a very, very good friend of mine, will probably let that happen. So I think we might just have to let them play, which is a bit of a shame.
We are dial set, and we have not discussed or considered what these little SFs are going to do.
I think genuinely, seeing as the FTCs have both been broken, they have a one bank each, don't they? I'm pretty sure.
I think they're gonna. Yeah, you can one bank and try and block Zam, but I don't think it's worth it.
I don't think it's worth it either. So I love that trick of being able to make sure what you've got is put an eye over it. It's a combination of buttons, and you can glimpse underneath it and keep the card on the table, which I would probably do when I'm flying Zam, whether it's Zam Pilot or Zam Crew. We are all ready to go. You will see the cursor going over the blue bits to make sure that everything is all right. Passives?
Yeah, better Port of Valor. We're just going to try and get some range between us and Django.
Makes sense to me. Provocateur does not do the 5 and the swing in to try and flank.
I don't agree with this. I don't know where he's about to go next turn.
Well, at the moment, he is completely... well, to be fair, I don't know where he's going next turn without bumping. Zam, however, has handbrake turned and went to the right.
Well, of course he has, right?
Of course he has.
Because there's no point putting himself in all the guns. Okay.
I like that.
That's not a bendy boost, and I don't know why that's not a bendy boost. Bendy boost would give you a shot and a great place to drop bombs.
Yeah, I agree. So there is...
There's exactly the hard one. And is he going to risk the barrel all right? I think he is.
You have to go for the... You have to, right? You've got nothing else.
And he's going left, which just... he's trying to focus fire, but I don't think he can.
I think...
He's out of arc on both the SFs.
There you go. There is...
And the one forward for Django.
Yeah. So, yes, Kylo will fire first. May even be obstructed.
No, Django will fire first, my friend.
Oh, yes, because... Oh, yes. So, believe it or not, Finlay won the roll-off. So both of these lists are 199, and that gave the initiative to Peter. So, let's see how that critical move may actually...
Django's firing, then Zam, then Kylo, then the rest of the list.
Yep.
Django, if I'm Django, I'm just going into the SF. There's no question. Kylo is no longer a relevant factor.
At this minute in time, it's also unobstructed. The both shots are range 3. He only needs 2 hull to take a ship off the board. Therefore, no missiles which haven't been shot at all.
Another super aggressive use of Dooku.
Calls the crit.
He is getting shot back by 3 ships at the minute. And
Yes,
he's leaving
yes,
himself
yes.
potentially unmodded.
But then calling the crit changes that to the crit. That's a guaranteed. That is a dead ship right there, right now. And yellow goes pop, pop, kaboom with a direct hit just to add
I
insult
actually
to
think the direct hit was on the bottom of that pile, but I don't think it matters.
I don't think it matters much either, which is... Oh dear. So maybe not 3 ships, my friends.
Absolutely no good reason. Has no shot. Zam should be facing towards the board edge and should be shooting red. But okay.
Well, so Kylo has an obstructed range 3 shot into Django, right over that little asteroid. I don't particularly like where I would have barrel rolled right, but that's only me personally. I'm not saying he did anything wrong. It's a hit crit, but 4 dice. I would assume more squiggles than no squiggles. Provocateur. Range 2 through a rock. Into Zam. 3 into 3 because of the obstruction. We get something good here. He can. He's not getting shot, so absolutely spend the focus. Good man. And in defense, Zam allows both to go through. So 2 shields.
The irony in this, the first place have rolled some appalling green dice.
So far,
okay, yes. Zam got himself 3 natural evades. But part of that, we've seen a grand total of 6 blanks.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So.
Oh, Palpatine being triggered. Spend the force. The provocateur gains a stress.
Yep, absolutely.
Zam's card comes up. He is in nobody's arc.
Absolutely no one.
So red activates. Flicks the sensor. Whacks it. I'm a stimulant Django. Flicks the arc. Oh Lord, has he forgotten to move his arc? No, he is not.
He has not. So, do you agree with the Django shot, even though Django still has a focus?
Does he have a shot on Zam?
He does have a shot on Zam.
Are you sure?
I am absolutely sure. I am absolutely sure he got a shot on Zam.
You're absolutely wrong.
Oh, well, there we go. Wrong person. So that is why Django is there at range 3 to see what he can do for the little pop shoppy downtown. Spends his charge for the first missile for a 3-die attack.
Yes, sir.
Let's see what happens. That's not bad.
Not a bad start.
That's not bad.
That one.
Yep.
Why is he trying to turn it up?
I don't know.
There we go.
But it's getting re-rolled anyway because of the target lock, so it matters not a jot. And straight into a hit, so hit and 2 crits into Django, who rolls 2 natty evades, takes the 3rd shield, but that is what shields are for, to keep people safe. So there you go. Not so bad. Score at the minute 42-0, which is, well, I suppose it happens when a ship costs 40 explodes, right?
That's probably accurate.
Yeah,
and the response has, in fairness, been 5 shields of the fire sprays,
which isn't bad.
They're now splitting up to at least some limited extent. Red SF is off to see the galaxy. He's going to have to turn around. Provocateur has limited options.
Would a 2 forward and hide to the right-hand side of the rock in the centre be a good thing? But then, in saying that, is it really?
And we still have an untouched, unhurt, raring for action Kylo Ren.
Is he one of your favourite pilots in the game?
I think he's the best ship in the game, pound for pound. I think he was an I6, he'd be 1,000,000 points. He
More,
has
well, if he was an
double
I6, are you saying he
reposition.
would be more than like Vader and a defender?
Well,
That's
okay, so he's
115.
4 hull, 2 shields, not great. 2 onboard force, very good. Second best dial in the game, but still outstanding double reposition ship. He's just the shit.
He is pretty damn good. Cannot argue with that in the slightest. So they are back to dials. So thank you for joining us at the Tauntaun YouTube channel. We're delighted to have you. If you haven't been here before, welcome. This is a Group B game between, if you've just joined us, because I've just seen we've now got 25 instead of 13 people. It's Peter from South Africa against Finlay from Scotland. South Africa lead 3-0. So every game now is essentially a cup final for Scotland to stay in round 2. And for the pride of the Celtic North, Finlay's using Naked Kylo and his merry bunch of Thai salad. Hasn't gone too well so far in the early engagements, to be fair.
The first bit are down 5 shields. I mean, let's be reasonable. They are all hit.
They
Concentrate
are all
fire
hit.
into either of them. Maybe. I mean, losing the dice roll here, I honestly think ends the game.
Dice variance can lose the best player to the worst player.
Absolutely, but the fact that Kylo's going before. So, hang on a second. Who's going for now? I'm confused. No, Zam is going first. So yeah, okay. That's the situation that if Kylo dies while Kylo is still on the table, Finlay can win this.
I would say he can. Yep. To be fair, you do not get made a player in an XTC team to represent your country in a 38-country global tournament if you don't know how to fly the ships. So I assume these guys have practiced quite a lot with these lists before this event started.
In Raz, I was about to attempt some Italian, and I decided not to because it would have been horrendous. But hello, Italy.
Viento.
Okay, I'm a little bit. I don't know what to do in this situation. You can't drop bombs.
A bomb from Zam is a waste of a bomb right now because neither of those two ships are.
Probably into Django.
And as you say, Django's right behind, which then limits his dial about where he wants to go. I mean, there's nothing stopping him disappearing off doing a 2 hard to the left.
Yeah, or just a 1 hard.
Yeah.
I mean, cornering fire sprays is always a bad idea, but against 3 ships, it's not awful. I think a 2 hard to the left is actually the right move.
I think that's a pro move, seriously, and I split them up quite well. Now, although none of them have got Lone Wolf, correct?
No, they took the FTC and the hull upgrade.
Yeah. Hull upgrade, I applaud. I think that is a brilliant thing on any ship that starts with an even number. To add 1 extra to it means the opponent has to do 1 more extra damage to get a half-point score. So I adore hull upgrade on the fire spray.
Alright, Django can do a 2-point right relatively safely. He'll end up potentially bumping Kylo. I think it's very unlikely. And he'll end up facing the Provocateur. I don't think Kylo can get a flank in that you can't boost out of. I'm calling 2-bank right or 2 hard left.
2-bank right.
Zam or 2 hard left. Zam, I think Zam turns around. I don't like going around this rock. I mean, you can chase the Zeta Squadron Survivor to an extent. If you do 2 hard left, Zeta Squadron Survivor is going to have to disengage, but I think he's going to. He'll 2 hard left and barrel roll in. They're both vaguely. Yeah, okay. So either Talon yourself a Zam or 2 hard left.
I prefer the 2 hard lefts from both of them. I think the red Zeta will literally do its K turn to try and get back in again. I really do.
If he K turns and Zam 2 hards left in, he's getting shot repeatedly, and I think it's a pulling idea. So he must know that Zam's a real threat there.
Zam is a huge threat here, but by disengage, do you want him to do a 2 hard to the left as well? Because That's just going to be really, really good all over. The dials are nearly set, and am I saying a bomb?
You are, which means we are completely right. Django is definitely too hard lifting.
100%. So,
see, even touching your dial on Zam here, I mean, you better drop bomb at this point because you just screamed where Django's going. There's our two hard left from the Zeta Squadron.
And there's the two forward. So there's 2 from 2. Passives on the Zeta. Let's see what the Provocateur decides to do as an action. He has Daredevil, but that's not going to fit. So
he's a Provocateur, so he can take a free log.
He can, which is pretty nice. And then, oh, you're well in. You don't need to check that, surely to God.
Yeah,
and then it's focus. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good. And then that's much better. Wrong token. All good.
Alright, shows we got 2 hard lefts.
Ho ho!
Putting our little Zeta in diffs.
So now what is the issue for staying there just to decide where Kylo's going? We're doing that move,
God, man,
which is
super aggressive.
That is right. That is it. I want these ships gone. That is aggression in a big way. Forward to clear the stress from Kylo Ren, which now leaves him an option.
Well, they're blocked to our 2 bank, but I really do think we've now had a telegraphed R2 left.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, Kylo, who doesn't have extreme maneuvers, is just going to turn.
Okay, getting
Sam is our target.
Fly.
You've now opened that 2 bank right in the point where I don't think it'll block. So I really hope that's not what happens, or you're in trouble.
Went for the 1 forward. I was not expecting that.
I don't think there's any maneuver where that was correct.
No, to be fair, I never criticize, but
I do.
I don't.
He's going to have to take a shot at the Zeta. Yorp.
Which is now what he's done. So at least
now if Provocateur is now missing you, I take it all back.
Yeah, but he's now in Provocateur's arc.
But if he's out of the arc, I take it all back.
Okay, range 2. Django in 2 red.
Hello, Scotland, and hello, South Africa. We thought you might chew on.
Hooray! We've got the Northerners over the wall, a bit like in Game of Thrones. And we've got people who have got beaches made of gold. And, oh, wow. Okay. That's a complete blank.
Django says, Zamgo's well, I've got range.
Okay, well, I've got range.
No, I don't.
I've got range 2. Things are fine. I'll just shoot at it and see what we can get. So 3 and a 2 again. Peter hoping that his red dice turn a little bit hotter than that last roll. And speaking of which, here is the roll. And trail mix. So with the boost...
I think we should probably point out, by the way, that this was the first turn Django has not called a crit on his dice roll, then rolled 3 blanks.
Yes.
And if Django's not being shot at, why?
I can think of about 4 reasons, 3 of which are not suitable to say on air.
I mean, he can force a blank here with Dooku isn't done that either. Okay.
So, one more first shield onto red, and I will add that to the overlay. So,
hello, 3 to the blank, and up comes the card, which is a little early. Because he has not rolled the dice yet.
It isn't, so,
It's after you defend.
It's after.
It's early.
It's early, so, I mean, technically he is alright-ish, as long as the player... Oh, if it hadn't hit the dice, it was another hit, and ends up just being the 2 that he rolled. Well, he now... Oh, because he's got a force. I think he takes all of it. Okay, so that's all.
Did he take all of it and spend the force?
I think that the force was to make him strains or give him a strain.
Oh, cool.
Actually, using his ability as his ability instead of just a force point, which a lot of people do with that upgrade. Holy moly of all God. That is a hit and 2 crits to absolute nothing. So the hit goes through the shield, and then the 2 crits. Damage sensor array is the first one. So he's
It's being read.
He is just double checking that he knows what that is. That's absolutely fine. He's allowed to do that. And then the second crit.
Nuts. Is he okay? I didn't forget. Okay, good. Wounded.
And wounded pilot. But that wounded pilot is going to wound his pride a little bit more, because if we add that and put him down to 5, that is half points. Now there's half points on Django. 2 into the hull and 4 shields.
Fair play to Finlay. I hope this gets him back in. I really do, because that Django positioning was just wrong.
I agree. I genuinely agree there that I did not like that boost in afterwards. But we've still got one shot left, which will be passive censored to it.
Spins a lock wherever it's gone.
I don't think he actually put it on, because he hasn't actually. So he just throws the charge away, and because of that, it is still only the 2. And Zam says, "Oh Lord, dear me!
Fire sprays cannot roll any green pin. I'm sorry, they can either roll 3 or 4 of it, or 0.
That is absolutely incredible, because now, gentlemen and ladies of the class of 2021. Look at the score. The Separatist Alliance have destroyed 40 by blowing up the Zeta Squadron Survivor. But having both fire sprays in the same turn, Scotland now lead 100 to 40 and lead by 60 points. What a round of shooting that was.
What the damage cards from Zam is sitting in the middle of the table?
That's yes. So they'll get it.
The wonderful restrictive rules that we can't just lift that and drop it on the damn ship is frustrating.
It certainly is, because that needs to be. Oh, unlock it. Oh, good. There we go. You see, 9 times out of 10, people do go, "Did I not just take 2?" And then you find it on the mat.
Oh, Finlay behind, back to Finlay in front. And I much prefer his positioning. The points went from 40-0 to 40-100 in 1 turn.
In 1 turn. Now, admittedly, there is still 3/4 of an hour to go. I'm going to say something really, really contagious. This game's not going to go to time.
No. See, so, Kylo's double stressed. That was clever enough. He is limited options. He's going to have to peel. And his peel is... He's out for a couple of turns.
I'd say he's out for 2.
First provocateur has to get past him. He's got a 1 hard left, which will work. He can just go, but realistically he can go anywhere. But he's not likely to get guns back on, which leaves our poor Zeta Squadron survivor all by his lonesome and in a lot of trouble.
So, would you try and get some level of any kind of block at all, like a hard something and a barrel roll, because he isn't stressed?
Oh, is there hard ones on those things, or red?
This is very true.
I would quite like a hard one barrel roll back, but you can't.
No. So then, do we just try and escape? And I mean, what will Django do? Go forward? Go.
If you can't bump Django, you can't escape him.
This is it.
So the reality is, he's in trouble.
So as I've been saying,
his bait and run.
Oh yeah, I would use him as bait. It's a 40-point ship. I would much rather you shoot at that one. You know, the yellow Zeta didn't even fire off a piece of ordnance. This one has at least fired twice. So it still has 2 shields and 3 hull left. If he rolls okay, it will probably fire the final one and then act as an annoyance, like a fly, and annoy.
Ronald is saying 2 bank right from Zeta. I'm saying assuming they have a 3 bank, right? I like it better. I don't know if they do, though.
Possible.
Because the ship sucks.
So there we go. South Africa, Scotland,
They do.
Mexico, Italy, all in the chat. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So trying to win against a double fire spy, they just need to be unlucky and roll 0 on defense. And that's pretty much what happened. So that was a big swinging around.
Also, I don't want to be critical, but I don't understand why the target lock card was taken, as opposed to the responding shot.
I mean,
if you're gonna boost in after him, I would have automatically assumed that would have been the card that we were packing.
A 1 hard right with the provocateur. That's what Donald thinks that Finlay should do.
You'll bump Kylo. You can't do that, Donald. Won't make it. It definitely won't make it.
I don't think it makes it either. And we'll probably just end up bumping into Kylo.
Very dangerous to not make it.
Wow. So I've never had to say this in the XTC so far, but systems phase and a bomb has been dropped from Kylo Ren.
Well, called it wrong. 2 went right from the Zeta.
The provocateur does his red K turn.
Does his 4K and takes the bomb.
Or 5K. It's a 5K.
Or 5K.
Yeah.
Well done too.
Zam, little.
No, sorry. Again, don't understand that move. You're not chasing anybody. Because Kylo had no options that weren't that.
That was the only. I didn't even say where's Kylo going, because Kylo only literally had one blue maneuver that he could do. That isn't going over that rock. So there's where he is away.
And honest to God, Django has managed to jump himself past the arc of the zone.
That's highly possible, yeah.
It's possible he's done it.
He has done it. He can't
get out of arc.
Oh,
that is
God.
a complete disaster. He can't boost.
He can't boost because he was double stressed at the start.
No, he can't boost because he's got damaged sensor, right?
Oh, God, yeah, that's also true. So 5 hull left on both ships. There are 2 crits, as you can see on your screen. And Finlay just going, right, I'm sorry, mate, you can't boost for the exact same reason that Mr. Connor just said. More importantly, will that thermal even hit the provocateur? It looks like it might.
I need to see the angles at the start. I'm questioning myself now. That might be a miss. He has repaired, I'm guessing, the damage sensor, right? No, he's repaired the wounded pilot.
Oh, good. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, again, 0 criticism, but wounded pilot has gone and he's kept the damage sensor, right? There we go. That's just what he decides at the time is the best one to get rid of. So,
okay, so
what's
Peter
this?
Is chasing the tie down, then he'll go after the rest of the ships. Peter hasn't chased the tie down, though.
No, he hasn't. But he does have out the rear arc the provocateur at range 3 with a strain, so only 3 dice.
Based on 3, everybody's unmodded. Well, Dooku's never unmodded. Dooku's never unmodded.
I think he keeps Dooku here to say evade.
He does, but he still gets 2 in, which is not bad. Oh,
what is happening? What is happening? Oh, good God. So points back. So the 2 shields off the provocateur. That's 22 more points.
Damage, shooting anything, our only shot left on the board. That's not true, sorry. I've got missed the provocateur. Who's an I3?
Oh, it's just all my head. That's
okay. They've returned. They're back.
See, I like that. Small heart attack averted. We're all good. Thank you, chat, for all the positive thoughts of going, no, do not, that's incorrect. So exactly the same back, 3v3. Provocateur rolls 2 hits, has absolutely nothing to do with that.
Django can't turn that down to 0. Flex and 1.
There we go. And
now,
extra 1.
as pointed out by Donald, if there's concussion coming in at range 2 into Django, we could have that pilot back very soon.
This is very, very true.
So, concussion bombs, reading. Spend 1 charge. After attack hits, each ship at range 0 to 1 exposes 1 of the damage cards.
Yarp.
So if this is a hit, whatever. What would well, he's turned that one down.
He's turned it down because he thinks it's going to make it a hit, and it did. It is 2 hits and a crit. And now you can say what that now means.
But he can't turn it down because he didn't play over as well. But anyway.
So here we go. Into Django, who only has the. Okay, so this. I will just move the screen up here so the viewers can see. That is Panicked Pilot. Okie dokie. So he's got that.
And still missing a hit and a crit.
And still a hit and a crit. So that was the one that was there before. Yes. Please keep an eye on that because I may have to. How many holes should he actually be on now?
He should be up to.
He should be. Well, you see, I'm going to make him 2 because that is what he should be. With damage sensor array and panic pilot. But at the minute,
have we a captain in the chat wants to jump in and fix this?
So a bit of a discussion here going on about where these things are. So he's now peeking under the cards, which means that Finlay's going to have to take what he says on merit.
Oh, because his damage sensor rate should still be up.
Yes. I'm going to call it. Can you call a judge for me?
No, because I got in trouble last time.
Or a captain? Can we get one of the Scottish captains in if you go into
Rory Wilson? He should have a damage sensor rate that's still up, and he should then be taking a hit to crit. They might be working it out though. When the pilot was fixed, okay, they worked it out. If he takes a hit to crit here, nothing is communicated. So let's see if he takes a hit to crit.
So there is a hit.
For fuck's sake.
Oh no, that's. Oh.
That's not correct.
That's not correct. This is the crit.
Oh, for crying out loud.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is not right.
It literally balls up everything.
I may interject and tell them to.
Yeah.
Should I interject?
Well, Rory Wilson is a judge.
Because I don't want them to have to redo the board state any more than they need to. And they're now back onto dials, or at least Scotland is. By my mind, Django Fett should be on 2, hull left.
Rory, I'm just going to call you now, if I can.
Thing is, clock actually ticking away.
Rory, I've sent you a message on Discord. Finlay is currently getting screwed.
I'm going to interject, I think.
I don't think you can. You can go at judge. You can't do this.
I know, which is why I would quite like you to go and do it. To be fair.
Well, why don't you just type at judge in the damn Discord thing?
Okay.
Rory Wilson is the captain of Scotland.
Okie dokie. Let's get this sorted. I am going to stop the clock while this gets done.
I'm going to call him.
And the clock has been stopped at 34:42. So my clock has actually stopped. So apologies for this, but this is one of the biggest tournaments in the world for X-Wing. And what South Africa has done is incorrect. It is a board state that needs a judge, in other words. So Let me jump in here.
We're good. We're good.
We good? Are we sorted? Has the clock went again? So no, the in-game clock has not started yet. So
sorry, there's further crit tokens out.
Okay.
Just leave them be.
I am going to leave them be.
I was talking more to myself than you, to be honest.
So, what have we actually ended up with crit-wise at the end? Is it still Panic
So,
Pilot?
the direct hit was correctly put face down as a single damage card and was not triggered.
Yeah.
And then the critical strike is a hull breach.
A hull, oh dear God. Okay. So let me
now,
update.
Thankfully, we are out of concussion missiles, so no one needs to worry about any order of those coming up later.
Yep, absolutely. We know that one has gone, sadly, because of a miscommunication. I am very, very wanting to make sure that the clock on your overlay matches the clock on the table. It should be very, very close. So if this is all done, if dials start getting moved and all that kind of malarkey, I will hit their clock myself.
I don't think we can touch the table then.
Well, I need to kind of get them to put the clock back on again, or this will be the longest game of X-Wing in the history of any tournament.
Simon, I'm with you. A little logic, common sense goes a long way, but I don't think we can.
I know. But we shall wait and see whether they do it or not. And I'm pretty sure, hopefully...
If they're still currently debating the damages and the critical damage, which is currently correct...
It is. Everything is now...
But now they're...
Okay.
Now they've turned dials. Okay, we're good. We're good.
We are good
Alex
to go.
Alex is in it.
We are good to go. No, it's just... no, it's...
And Finlay has stopped it.
No, it's all right. The clock is now running. It is now running.
No, we're good. Okay, so ironically, Finlay gets either an advantage or disadvantage from all of that. It depends how you look at it. He's currently leading by quite a significant margin, and he's set his dials. Now, Randax hasn't touched his dials during all of that.
No.
So Randax is leading the start of the next turn, in essence.
True. And I have been in situations like that in real life where judges have had to be called because there has been, for one reason or another, a little bit of confusion or the board state not being quite right. Now that the board state is as it should be, the correct crits are there. The correct crits are on Django as well. Everything is back to normal, but it does kind of take you out of the groove that you may have been in beforehand. So,
well, Finlay has got a super reprieve the last two turns of those firefighter positions. A super reprieve.
Oh yeah.
I mean, a ship that should be dead is untouched and in a position to probably get a shot next turn unresponded.
Yeah. And the problem with...
if I'm the Xander Squadron survivor, I am doing a hard 2 to the left.
Oh,
and I am contemplating barrel rolling. Because Django has to go straight.
Oh, has to. Absolutely has to go straight.
Or bike ride. Those are his options. So Kylo gets a turn to fix himself up by probably just hard-2ing and seeing what's going on.
Yep.
And Provocateur gets to get back in.
Yep.
The only thing Finlay has to even have any confidence of whatsoever is that Django is likely to drop a bomb again. But in that position, it doesn't really matter what the Provocateur dials in. With a double reposition, he should get out of it.
Correct.
As long as he doesn't block himself with that rock. But if he blocks himself with the rock, he's probably overshot the bomb anyway.
Gary Colton says, stop fighting. South Africa and Scotland are taking Team Ireland apart.
Tearing Team Ireland apart? We are not torn apart at all. We're not fighting in the least. We are two very jovial people who are looking forward to seeing if anybody remembers about the damage century next turn.
Well,
unlikely to come up in fairness because he's double stressed.
I can't really see that happening. No, but there we go. It is one of those things. Oh, the joys of X-Wing! I miss playing this game in real life.
I played last night, and I'm playing on Sunday.
You lucky! Oh, I have to do a 15-hour day in my normal job on Saturday, so not at all.
What are you doing on Sunday?
Probably dying.
I could talk to BD and see if you want to come.
Where he's playing? Out?
Carrot Fergus.
the direct centre of the multiverse, Carrickfergus. It's a small
Well,
seaside place with a town castle thing in the
my,
middle.
my wife is not super keen to have anybody in the house, so I'm afraid
Your
I'm
wife
going
is
to-
also Canadian, just like my other half, and no, they don't like things like that. No.
not with COVID-19. I can go and die, but don't bring death with him.
Yeah, don't bring it. Don't bring the virus back on your ships. So it looks like after all of this, it's now all sorted, and we can get back to flying ships. And
As long as Red hasn't completely tilted on the back
His-
of that.
I was about to say, okay, so yeah, there's the
Yeah,
second,
I agree with all of this.
the second
But
and third, because he's only got 2 hull left. He may as well get rid of like as many of these as he
Well,
can.
also it forces the provocateur to disengage or take them.
Yep.
And if Finlay has not thought about that, he probably is going to take them. Now, he might just one hard out and call it quits, but at the minute the pressure's on Django, he's absolutely stares my 2 hard right. Am I going to see him a barrel roller? Is he going to focus? He's focusing, so he yeah, focus is not bad if you think that Sam's coming around after you.
Or
The
you could
luck
just
might-
take the
No,
lock.
the luck. You're not going to shot him.
I mean, I'm all for it. Take a lock if you're not getting shot, but seeing as Django hasn't moved, a one
Finlay
hard to the right or the
has-
left puts him straight in, and he's got no mods, and that's just. Okay.
I'm afraid Finlay did the one thing I said would get him hit with the bombs, which is, well, maybe, no, hang on, they didn't hit him last time. He's still in the line.
He's still a 9, and Django's still
Django's
a
on
9.
290. He's not being hit with the bombs.
No.
They're not hitting him.
So
Sorry,
Quite-
my bad stream. Should have remembered that.
quite clever. Takes a. I suppose he wants his target lock, right?
Just making sure he's not on an angle.
I wouldn't think so.
No, he's taking it a plate full of lock. It's going to have to go into Django.
Yep.
And then, do you take, I think, oh, no, this will.
That is him now out of arc, correct?
Yeah, but Django hasn't moved yet.
Yes, this is very true. But, you know, if he
Django,
goes.
if Django bikes, you're absolutely giggling. If Django goes one forward, there's the one hard. So he is going
Is
after
the-
Django.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the other 2 ships were far too far away to do anything whatsoever.
Yeah, but the Santa doesn't matter anymore. He's out of missiles.
True,
He's 40
but
points, but
you know, but two shields off. There's another 20,
not enough.
and he is,
You'll
but
take the big
it's,
guys down.
you still
Okay,
need to get the
so-
points.
The way the Fire Sprays beat aces is by flying as a loose pack of 2, ensuring that an arc is always on an ace and it can't do what it's about to do. By changing different targets like this, you leave Django susceptible to a flank from Kylo. Kylo had extreme maneuvers, I'd be much more concerned, but he doesn't.
No, he does not. Speaking of Kylo,
There's our entirely shocking 2 hard right boost focus.
exactly.
Doesn't even bother to focus. Got
Doesn't
it.
need to. No one should.
Not getting a shot, not getting shot at, I'll just stay there. Fair enough.
That's all good. Setting up another quite similar thing again. That's a heck of a maneuver to get rid of a stress.
No, exactly what I said the provocateur is going to occur, though. By taking the boost, you're leaving yourself in a situation where you're being shot for no reason.
So,
Don't forget the bombs, guys. Don't forget the bombs, guys.
there we go. And they haven't, which is grand. Let us see. I mean, obviously,
Yeah.
no. So both completely miss.
We know that unless the provocateur has found himself a bit of an angle, he's not being hit.
No. So those will explode and do no damage whatsoever. But I applaud the 2 of them going down with just 2 hull left.
This is still not good.
Well, he gets if he does get a 3 shot back.
He's taking a if he's alive, he's taking a range 2 shot without mods for no reason. Whereas it could have been a range 3 with an evade. It's just wrong.
Yeah, it is. Is he called Dooku for a? Okay, I suppose then he's went for a crit.
She's written Django off.
And rolls the crit. So hit crit from Django. 3 die back and defense gets 1. So the crit actually
Takes the
does
crit.
go through. The crit is Hull breach. So hull, yeah, pretty much. Not something you want to see on a decimator is the first one. That would be absolutely awful. But when you've only one hull left, hull breach does not really matter that much of a jot. So let us add that in.
3 into 3.
Shields.
3 into 3.
I'm going to say
double modified?
At least a shield, if not 2 shields, go here for half. Because it's double modified.
It's double modified, right?
Yep. So there's 2 hits. We'll spend the re-roll from the target lock. And the blank turns into another hit. So 3 hits.
Shield's a good call.
Needs natties.
Shields and bits. Wrong ship. Wrong ship.
Wrong ship. Wrong ship. Put them all back. And then the first of that. So good. So, yeah, double modded shots. Normally, on average, would you agree, would do that amount of damage? So that
yes, I think that was one more thing. This is a 2 dice return,
which is
single modifying the 2 greens. You just pick up 3 for some reason. Spend the lock. Take the
needs to spend that. There we go.
Everybody's getting their target lock value today.
Yeah, and that is a dead Django. Those two.
Take 2 crits. Let's see if he takes crits. I'm gonna bet. No, he might. Yeah, okay. Blinded. Blinded and no, we're just not taking second crit. Okay.
But dead regardless.
Fair enough.
Dead regardless. Well, I'm more than happy to go 1 and 2, and we'll move Django to the bottom as he is now dead, which gives us with a grand total roughly. I'm trying to keep the things say 24 minutes or so.
We're not finished yet, boys.
And we're not. So we'll give you the score in a minute if you're too blind to see the top of the screen. But there is 1 2 dice shot left unobstructed at range 3. And he gets 1 hit.
There he says, target lock died with Django.
3 dice you would expect. Yes, you can.
They'll get to roll your defenses first.
Yes, but you defend by. Yes. So that has been evaded. The card comes out. So you should thank me. Comes back in again. Fully Zam charged up, so a lot of double taps can happen. But as of right now, if we look at the scores on the doors, 24 minutes or just under. It's 82 to Peter from South Africa, 149 to Finlay from Scotland. So can Zam with 5 hull win this game for South Africa?
Okay, so Zam is pointing at a corner, and there are 2 ships that are coming towards him, 1 ship that shoots backwards. Now, Francis is not really a threat anymore, and he will have to hard turn to get out. Probably not shooting. The sensible move here is the hard 3 evade.
Yeah.
That leaves most of the queries, therefore, what do you do with Provocateur and Kylo Ren? So, we're going to have to assume Zam has got 2 odds choices here. He 4Ks, which is probably my preference, because he's probably not big well. Saying that, if you actually 4K, you will take a shot from the Zeta, but probably still worth it. 4K or you trundle around the rock. Trundle around the rock gives Kylo and the Provocateur an extra turn to get in your flank.
Correct. And that is where those 2 ships desperately want to be, firing at Zam without taking or triggering any Zam things at all, never mind shots, flanking one of these
uninjured Kylo Ren with uninjured Kylo Ren moving second. This is the position where Sith are in trouble.
Yeah, I am beginning to fear a bit for Peter in South Africa right now. But overall, this game doesn't stop until it goes. As I said earlier on, I don't think this game is going to go to time, and I don't think it will.
Well, we'll see. Sabetta Raz says Kylo easily can solo win. I agree, Kylo should solo win. Nothing's ever particularly easy for our friends.
This is incredibly true. Jonathan goes, Finlay, go on, lad. That's as long as you've got your iron brew in your hand, all good.
Don's calling a hard 2 barrel roll to Zeta. I don't think that's wrong. This is... Yeah, the only move this can hit any ship in is a 5 forward or 5 cave provocateur. Neither of which could happen. Hey, hard 3 left.
Excellent.
Go on, Finlay. Be in my brain. Be in my brain.
All good. All good indeed. There is the magic applied from that maneuver, so that's pretty good. And there is a really nice maneuver in there now with that thermal. That's the first one that Sam has dropped in the system phase. Do you barrel roll
away yourself?
Just
take it to play. Barrel roll yourself back behind the rock.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just patience.
Oh, there you go.
You're not the ship that is here to win this.
That is a really good move. That's sometimes the problem with bombs. If you know that they're coming,
not heading in with that position.
No, absolutely not. And just
Sam, come on, man! Seriously? Oh
no! At this point, chat, words have failed me. I actually feel so sorry for. Oh, it's just awful. So we can turn that one over later. Oh, that is so unfortunate. And he still needs to roll a die to see if he's taken damage. And here we go. So they are remembering their triggers. Let's be fair. I just think, oh god. And it's a cacophony of just natural disasters here at the moment for South Africa, who have played brilliantly, apparently, in the first 3 games. And it's not that Peter has not played well. It's just the dice have just not been very kind. I'll say that.
Good old political streamers.
Well, when you roll that many blanks on green dice, you know, it's...
I'm sorry, but Farspace had domination in this opening part of this game.
Yeah. They did.
I don't know what's happened after that.
Yeah, early doors, the yellow Zeta absolutely exploded in a round of shooting, just disappeared. But then in a round of shooting back the next turn, the score went from 40 to 100 to 40.
I hate to ruin all the fun for everybody, but Randax can't now come off the board. South Africa are 4-0.
South Africa have won their other game. Okay, that is that then. So that is another damage into. So that is
Fraser,
4.
Completely unfortunate. That one bike was a completely fair move, except the fact that it landed so solid in the rock. He built a colony there.
He could almost build a house with the amount of rocks he's dislodged. Oh, 2 eyes. That's.
A little bit of greed, like it.
Yeah. So just reroll all of them for even more eyes.
They're watching you.
So as far as I am aware, there is only 3 hull left on Zam now with the 4 damage cards, correct?
That's right. Unfortunately, his moves are not great.
So is there any maneuver that he can actually do that isn't going over the nub of the side of that rock?
Yeah, and he's straight.
But then...
I mean, he might be able to risk a 3 bank left, but I don't think so. No, I think it's gone over. I mean, it's a maybe. It's a really fat maybe.
So red for me does a 3 bank to the right to get his evade and just.
I think Zam has to risk the bank because straight just gets him crucified.
Yeah. The only way that he's going to win, he's not going to get anything at all if he takes a straight. And the Zeta.
He can one hard right as well, and make that corner his bestie.
Could do. I would love to see that little one right, one right, one right, one right, and an attempt to try and.
Oh, it's like a spinning machine gun. It keeps firing, right?
Yeah. So.
Fraggle, that is not a tiny bit of corner. If he'd been further forward, he was solidly through the damn thing.
Yeah, an extra length to that maneuver, he was well past it. The fact that he's just given up a shot there is even. even worse in the total main run of things. So as you can see, it is the score is quite one sided, but South Africa have scored 82. MOV not really that important, and sadly not that important as they seemingly have won their other game anyway to go 4-0. But just for his own pride, he'd like to probably get over 100 points. That'd be quite nice. And if he destroys that Zeta, it would be 102. But with the time left, still quite a lot of about 16 minutes to go. He's playing for national pride, and let's see what he does. Does he want that Zam card? Would he rather have no Zam cards? Okay, let's go. Where's he go, Connor? Where does Zam go?
I think he 3-bank left and hope for the best.
Me too. And do not drop any sort of bomb at all. You're just wasting time doing that. Do it and then drop it next turn. That's my advice. So check that maneuver. All good. We are good to go. Zeta goes first.
And I'm going to try and get a little range 3 shot with my focus.
Love it.
Provocateur banks. Let's clear the stress. Really wishes he hadn't dropped the target lock now. Can still strain lock focus if he's got the guts. And I think it's completely safe.
Well, he's got one hull. I can't see any
The
way.
only way it goes wrong is if he successfully gets the 3-bank off.
Yeah.
And then can boost through.
So here comes Zam, who does exactly. You're getting rid of the ball. Well done. Nothing. Completely fine. What a wonder move. Oh, that's great.
Take no action. Oh, he took focus.
Yes, he just took a focus. He didn't take the strain to get the target lock. Which, seeing as
3-bank left works, but your boost to the left is blocked. You can boost forward. I think you can.
He can definitely do the one forward or the one bank to the right.
The one
as
bank
well.
left just takes you out of all arcs. Just gives you no shot.
So the one forward, range 1.
One bank left will take you out of Provocateur's arc.
Yep.
I think. But it'll leave you in the Zetas, and
it's close.
I think you're gonna have to take the.
But here's the thing: even if he bumps in, he's got the return shot out the rear. So
gotta be breathing for that to matter.
This is true.
I agree with Mr. Colton. I think you honestly boost forward and pray.
I would definitely third that idea. I think that makes much more sense than staying where you are and just taking an action. I know people say, if in doubt, focus. But if you're not in doubt, do something better. And I think that the 3-hold Zam needs to take a focus and a prayer. Okie doke.
Because focus. And unfortunately, it really doesn't matter where you go. Kylo can follow you.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't think there's any way he can get any closer, even if he was to do.
No, I don't.
I would just stay right there. He's got a nice bank the next turn.
So you're preying on 3 hits in this ship, and it's not to roll 2 paint.
Yeah, that's pretty much it in a nutshell. So Zam, trying to go out in glory, gets 2. That would be
double blank. No, it just takes 1.
It just takes 1. So red down to just 1 hull.
The 1 hull is far too many. Far too many.
So can Kylo end this?
Double modified 3-dice shot. We're expecting at least 1 damage.
I'm expecting at least 2 damage with the target lock. I really expect. So
I'm going to go back to my 1 concept.
That would okay. Seeing as he has got the force, let's see, but he doesn't.
And a focus.
Yeah, so he has got.
He's fully armed.
He's got enough in here, so hit crit going into Zam from Kylo.
He's taking a moment to roll his dice.
Just double checking, Palpatine.
There's the 1. I would like to say I told you so, because I told you so.
Yeah, well done.
Take that crit, though. It's going to be a direct hit, that'll make me look big in age, isn't it?
1,
It's
2, 3,
crit,
4, 5. Finlay goes, yes, your evade has got rid of the hit. Turn that over. Stunned pilot. 2 to go.
the exact correct one you want to see at this point.
So, stunned pilot.
Oh my god, everything else would be worse. Direct structural weapons, like it's
Everything is just worse when you're a stunned pilot. The Zam card.
hull.
Yeah, it's all bad. It is all bad. So with a grand total of have a quick look there, just over 10 minutes, 11 minutes or so. Here's the range one shot. I expect 2. I haven't been wrong yet, so 2. I think
we expect death here.
You expect death?
He's got a target lock focus, hasn't he?
No, he's only got the focus. It's just the focus. And there's 2.
Maybe not.
So that was right. And I expect 1 evade here, which he can spend his focus on.
He still has the focus.
Yep, which he needs to do to stay alive. So
and we return to the last shot of the potentially second last shot of the game, because the little tie that could fires, and it gets fired upon.
Yep. So let us see if the little tie that ran away with the focus at range 2, 2 red into 2 green, can end this game with a win. Spend the focus. 2 hits. Natties required. Does not get natties, and that is GG all over. What a game.
Well,
what a game.
Sam can still respond.
She can, but it's now for pride. It is now for pride.
Yeah, that's right. Come on, Randux. Knock out your attacker.
So, spends the 2 charges. Does absolutely everything okay. He needs red dice, not green dice. Grabs 3. No mods. Can he do the 1 final damage? He gets a hit crit. That's pretty good. And the return crit goes through, and red explodes. So, final points there. We will take that off.
189 to 102, alright?
The final score is 199 to 102.
Yes.
So, well played to Finlay Stewart. Bit of pride for the Scottish nation. Unlucky, Peter, those green dice were quite bad, and losing half on both in the same round was probably the biggest turning point in the game. So that's just unfortunate, but he did fly what he had left really well, so kudos for that. Well done, Finlay. You guys sadly have lost in the other game, so it's now 4-1 in this Group B Round 2 matchup to South Africa. So they have won this round. Connor, what did you think?
Always a thoroughly enjoyable experience, my friend.
Me too. So guys, if you haven't subscribed to your streamers yet, who are doing all of this for free to bring it to you and your home, please hit the subscribe button if you're on YouTube. Please hit the follow button if you're on Twitch. Doesn't matter, it just helps out the streamers a great deal. Connor, thank you very much for being my co-host. I appreciate that a lot.
Thank you for the invitation.
And my pleasure. And everyone from Ireland, Italy, Germany, Scotland, South Africa, my friend in Italy, people from Poland, the whole of the world, thank you for watching the Tauntaun Squadron YouTube channel. We will be back this time roughly tomorrow. Thank you very much. Night night.